Hey there guys, I'm Cast here with another video. So today I've got my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. As I've come back from the theatre, I've seen the film now, so I want to give you guys my thought. Oh my god, this is what Marvel needed, honestly. Like, I just could not stop laughing through the entire film. It was just so good, honestly. Like, it definitely has its ups and downs, don't get me wrong, but honestly, it was so good. Like, because I feel like with Marvel lately, there's been like a lot of hit and misses, to be honest, during like the multiverse saga, but this is definitely what Marvel needed. Because I feel like the last few projects have kind of been a bit, I don't know, like a bit down there, to be honest, but it was honestly just so good. I just couldn't believe it. But my thoughts on the film, I am gonna go into like some spoilers. So if you guys don't want to know any spoilers, then probably stop watching the video. All right, because I am gonna go into them. I did want to give it a few days before I put this video out, just to give people time to see the film, obviously, before I start talking about it. But this is your last chance now, because I'm going to be talking about spoilers, alright? Okay. So, basically, like, the film is basically just a multiverse story, and obviously, it starts off on Wade's Earth. Basically, he gets an offer from the TVA and all that. Basically, well, sort of like a rogue part of the TVA that aren't like about the new ways of the TVA. So it was cool seeing the TVA and the new character like Mr. Paradox was like one of the villains basically. Um, and then you have like other villain in the film, Cassandra Nova as well. She was pretty good. She's obviously like Professor X's like sister in the comics. Yeah, because I think I've seen a like some like messed up story where she tries to kill Charles like while in the womb or something like that. But that's in the comics. There's like a little nod to it in the film, but and then we get obviously Logan in the film as well. Obviously Wade goes to where Logan was buried at the end of Logan, the film. It buries him, but it's all like it's just a corpse there, like adamantium corpse. Sorry, um, which is quite funny, and then we get a funny like intro, like dancing and that, which is quite funny. But so yeah, Wade obviously doesn't like the offer that the TVA give him, because basically they're willing to bring him over to like the MCU or whatever, like the 616 Earth, but they won't guarantee the same offer for his friends and family, basically, and his world. But yeah, so he doesn't like that, and he steals one of the TVA temp pads, I think they're called. So he's going around the multiverse to different Earths. He meets different like Wolverine variants, which is quite funny. I think the main two that stand out was obviously the Wolverine that is about to fight the Hulk. That was pretty cool. Like, where's my Wolverine versus Hulk movie? Come on, Marvel. That's a guaranteed money maker. Like, hopefully one day they'll do it. And then the other surprising cameo because all of these variants, like you saw like a short Wolverine, like a comic accurate one, and like Patch as well, and like an old cowboy Logan or something. But the one Wolverine variant, which was pretty cool, was Henry Cavill as a little joke, like the Calvarine as they called him in the film, which is pretty funny, and a little like diss against DC for their treatment over Henry Cavill Superman. But yeah, that's quite a funny joke. So yeah, we got that little cameo. And then obviously he finds this main Logan, which we're with through the rest of the film. So basically, we learned that this Wolverine like failed his world, basically let his world die or something. Like it seemed like all the X-Men in his Earth were killed by the humans. We get told later on in the film. So he's like the last member of the X-Men, and to like honour their memory, he wears that yellow suit that we see in the trailers and all that in the film. So that's why he's wearing it in the film, because I don't think he did before the X-Men died, because he didn't want them knowing that he'd be part of a team, basically, something like that. But yeah. So we learnt that little backstory. So yeah. So yeah, they're just going around. They go back to TV and they get pruned. They get sent to the void from the Loki TV show, and we know that Eliath, I think it's called, is there. And this is where we meet Cassandra Nova and like all these other like variants of like X-Men characters. Like we see Sabretooth, and the one surprising variant I was quite shocked to see was Chris Evans, and everyone in my screen thought he was Captain America, because Wade was like, he's gonna say like a joke. Oh, he's gonna say the line like, everyone thinks, oh, it's Avengers Assemble, and then what does he do? He says flame on. So Human Torch is the Chris Evans version of the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four films. It's funny. But there's that. Let's just say it doesn't last long in the film. But that might lead into something else later on in the film. He gets killed by Cassandra Nova, basically. And obviously we see like variants of other characters, like X-Men villains like Toad, like Juggernaut, and I think it's Azrael or something from like First Class, I think it was. Yeah, so we see them. We also see Pyro, because we find out that he's actually working for Paradox from the TVA, which is quite interesting. So yeah, see a giant, because their like base is like the corpse of an Ant-Man variant or Giant Man. They get away. They meet like another Deadpool variant called like Nice Paw or something, and we meet Dog Paw as well, which is quite funny. And then eventually they obviously meet the Resistance in the film, who we learn is got X-23, which we saw from the trailer, which was pretty cool. So Daphne and Keem is back. We see Jennifer Garner as Elektra, which I believe got confirmed before the film come out, because I remember it getting confirmed like by the Hollywood Reporter and that, like before the film, like a year ago or something like that. But the two other cameos I was not expecting. Oh my god, everyone lost it in my screening. Was Wesley Snipes as Blade and Channing Tatum as Gambit. Like, what the hell? Like, I know with Gambit, like back in the Fox days, they were trying to make like a solo Gambit film, and I swear Channing Tatum was like cast as Gambit for years, and then it got cancelled. But they finally paid it off, which is mad. And they have a little like joke about like him not existing or something like that. But Wesley Snipes as Blade, that was sick. Yeah, seeing him, I was like, I didn't think it was gonna happen, because I was thinking, I swear, Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds didn't like each other or something years ago when they worked on the Blade film, because obviously Ryan Reynolds played a different character in one of the Blade films, but obviously they worked with each other for this, so they must have made up. But yeah, that was still cool though, seeing them at the like fight near the end as well against Cassandra Nova and her forces. And then eventually, like Wade and Logan get back to Wade's world. And basically, they got to stop Paradox and the TVA agents from using the Time Ripper, I think it was called. That's gonna like destroy this universe. And then obviously Cassandra Nova comes through, and then she's gonna use the Time Ripper to destroy all universes. So, and then another funny thing we get is the Deadpool core. So you see like Lady Deadpool, like Dogpool again. Then Nice Pool comes in as well, and we see like a cowboy pool and that. But yeah, there's loads of like different versions of Deadpool basically. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then they fight their way through. Logan and Deadpool have to go stop Cassandra Nova, and then we think Deadpool's going to sacrifice himself, and then Logan gets involved, and they basically save Wade's Earth, I think. Like the anchor being is like appearing again, because obviously the Logan was like the original Logan, the one that we know from all the other films that died in Logan. He was the anchor being, but they don't really explain how it's like still able to go on. So we don't know who the new anchor being is, if it's like both this Wolverine and Deadpool. It's a bit of a mystery, but yeah. So they do that. We get a cameo from one of the woman from the Loki TV show. God, I've forgotten her name now. But yeah, we get a cameo from her. We also had like another cameo from Happy Hogan, Iron Man's friend, earlier in the film as well. When Wade wants to join the Avengers or something, but that was like earlier on in the film. So yeah, there's a few other cameos. I think there's like I think like Blake Lively or something was like Lady Deadpool or something. I know there was like a Wexham football player from Ryan Reynolds' football club cameoed in the film. But yeah, that was pretty cool. The end of the film, they obviously defeat Cassandra Nova, and basically just like go back to like Wade's apartment and that. And obviously we see like the rest of the characters like Colossus, Vanessa, Negasonic Teenage Warhead Girl or something, and just the rest of the characters from the Deadpool films from before. And that's pretty much how it ends, really. And then you get the end credit scene, where Deadpool's basically proving the point, that Johnny Storm, like Chris Evans' version of Johnny Storm, was actually talking all that smack about Cassandra Nova, just proving a point. Because that was how he got killed by Cassandra Nova earlier on in the film. But it was pretty funny. But yeah, that's pretty much like the premise of the film. My actual thoughts, like, I really enjoyed this film. Like, I want to go see it again. I'll happily go to cinema. I'll go watch it again. There was like a few bits that I was like a bit confused with, but maybe they'll pay it off in another project. Like, I know because this film's basically coming out same weekend as Comic-Con weekend, so might get announcements at Comic-Con. I'm definitely going to be covering some of the announcements at Comic-Con, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I do want to know what you guys think of the film, so let me know down in the comments, alright? But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.